trolls so that they can continue their trolling behavior to their heart's content, oblivious to the fact that they have been placed in a cone of silence. We believe intentional chat includes the following. Firstly, using presenters, pastors, subject matter experts as moderators. This gives the presenter the ability to guide the conversation and ask and answer specific questions. Secondly, guided conversation. You've hopefully already figured out the why of your event. Chat used effectively can forward these goals. If you're in a watch party with an affinity group with a subject matter expert moderating, this can be an opportunity for an enriching conversation. It's even an opportunity to network in a way that is more natural around mutual interests versus awkward, cold, open conversations. It may be that from such a productive chat that the moderator decides to open up a video conference room and the group can continue the conversation in a face-to-face setting. Direct messaging with the moderator. We'll address attendee-to-attendee networking later on, but one option that has proved effective is for private direct messaging to the moderator for a number of reasons. It may be that the moderator or the on-screen presenter has asked for questions, and this can be facilitated through the direct messaging feature. It may also be that the attendee has a private counseling or prayer needs that the moderator can take offline with the attendee. Saudius generally provides moderator training as part of our bespoke events, as we believe in the potential of this tool if used correctly. Other tabs and integrations in the sidebar. While much interaction can happen around the chat between the attendees and the event host, the sidebar is a critical area of event interaction that is not limited to simply chat. Different tabs on the sidebar can add different types of interaction depending on the type of meeting that you're hosting. Examples of other tabs that we've done might be an integration with an online Bible, might be notes for church meetings, might be a giving portal. We've even done a kind of a cool retro game that we've included in there for when people are kind of bored. We put this Pong game there. But there's many other things that we can do. Polls and trivia is a crucial area in that area that we've built out. These are just a few ideas, but try us out and see how else you can interact with your audience and bring value to your event. Downloadable content. Conferences are a great place to point people to buy other content through commerce links and integrations. However, many want to give conference attendees other accompanying materials that complement the different sessions of the conference. So these might be ebooks or handouts that highlight certain training topics. They may be other audio or video content that take the attendee deeper into a certain topic that communicates added value to the attendee who's at the event and can be delivered as part of the platform rather than the presenter simply referencing the resource but not giving the audience an easy on-ramp to actually access the content. Typically, we have that around the video window, so it's an easy click to download that content. Polls and trivia. One of the benefits of live broadcasting your event is the ability to directly engage with the audience in real time. This means that the audience can ask you questions in real time, but it also means that you can ask questions of the audience and then interact with those answers. This may be through traditionally polling on issues that are important to your mission, or it may even be through trivia competitions where there is a prize at stake. Keeping your audience on their toes through a degree of gamification may not be the worst idea in the world. Overlays. In many event scenarios, it's helpful to include a degree of video graphics over the video. This might be lower thirds describing who is speaking now. It might be a logo placed at the top corner of the video. It might be a call to action for giving campaign. It might be a call to buy a product, the latest book of the speaker. While it looks good to include these graphics, it's also helpful if such overlays can include a hyperlink to the specific call to action that is being highlighted at that particular moment. The Saudis platform offers the event producer the ability to schedule such hyperlinked overlays or simply to trigger them in the moment when the call to action is happening. Even if the trigger is spontaneous, such overlays need forward planning and creating so that the presentation can be seamless. In some events, you may have already created custom animated graphics that are already embedded within the video. It's still possible to make such graphics interactive by creating transparent hyperlinks to place over the in-video graphics. So these are just a few of the ideas of how you can get this interactivity between your audience, yourself, and between your audience. We'll cover networking in a future session, but let's go over the checklist now. Up to this point, we have envisaged either an entirely on-site, an entirely online, or a hybrid event. However, there is another option that has become increasingly popular, and that is to offer physical or online host sites. What's a host site? A host site may be a home, a church, an office, or any other location where attendees can gather in smaller groups to participate in the event. Providing an excellent host site experience, like every other component of a world-changing event, needs intentionality. We will leave the hospitality and the in-person network elements to one side for now, and focus on the broadcast and the online components. The first thing that is important to ensure at your host site is that you have good video and audio quality. This might be as simple as casting the video player onto a large TV screen in a home or an office. If you are projecting onto screens in a larger church building, let's say, it is advisable to ensure the picture quality is good enough and that the audio and the video are correctly synced before the event. At Sardius, we typically advise all attendees to log into the event maybe 15 or 30 minutes before the event to ensure that there are no issues with your device, keeping in mind that many problems faced online are solved by simply rebooting the device. It's advisable to allow time if this is needed. However, with larger host sites, we typically advise that it is good practice to do a host site test to iron out any technical niggles should they exist. Let's talk for a moment about the second screen experience which Sardius provides. With screencasting becoming an increasingly popular way of engaging with an event, especially within a host site context, the question is then asked how members of the host site can engage in some of the context-giving and interactive features of the online event, such as how attendees can find out details of who is presenting now, what is coming up, or how the host site audience can engage in chat or ask questions or respond to polls or trivia questions. The solution to this challenge has been the creation of a second event experience, which simply includes those interactive features and is built primarily for the mobile device. This can be used in host site situations as well as actually on-site in a physical in-person event, and gives you as the event producer the added benefit of obtaining better quality analytics from the event than simply receiving that one IP address which is casting on the big screen. Now you have all of the participants participating and you can get all of that data. Reaching a global audience, time zones and language. During the COVID-19 lockdown, many people have longed for the return of in-person events. There are certainly many benefits to being in the same physical location as other attendees. However, there are similarly a number of benefits that cannot be achieved with an in-person event. We've already addressed the ability for presenters to join the event from all around the world. And this global nature also applies to opportunities related to broadcasting of the event. If a hybrid event is taking place in, say, California, there would previously have been an expectation that if someone in Europe wished to join with that live event at 7 p.m., say in Los Angeles, they would have to be watching at 3 a.m. in London. Ugh. However, if your event has a sizable global audience, or if one of your metrics is to increase the number of global attendees, there are a number of adjustments you can effect to make the event more accessible to these global attendees. Number one, translate the broadcast. This can be done as an alternate audio stream or with closed captions. Secondly, translate the whole experience. This entire event experience can be translated into target languages. Not just the broadcast, but everything around it is translated into the target language. Thirdly, adjust the timing of the event. With the advent of Sim Live, it's absolutely possible to host the event in the desired time zone of a targeted global audience. So you may have it at 7 p.m. in Los Angeles, but you can also have another experience in London and another experience in Seoul, South Korea. So those are just a few of the things that you can do to engage your global audience, and for you to think intentionally about how you can engage not only an American audience, but a European audience and an Asian audience.